Hey everybody, this is my 55-gallon Gourami tank, and it's getting rather bushy and overgrown. I'm not going to worry too much about the floating water Sprite or all the Java that's in there, but the one thing that does concern me is all of the Tiger Lotus you see off to the right here. A lot of the leaves have made it to the surface and are now up there floating, and they're blocking a lot of light. And more importantly, once the leaves get to the surface, it's my little rubber lip pleco in there doing its job. Got a little otosynchus right next to it helping him out. So once the leaves get to the surface, the plant tends to continue sending leaves straight to the surface rather than having a nice underwater, dense, bushy, colorful plant, which is what I want. So I've really been remiss lately. I haven't gotten in there and cleaned a lot of this out, so that's going to be my main goal today. And while I'm in there, I might, do whatever other little oddball things catch my mind while I'm in there. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I might want to do. I will eventually need to get in there and rearrange some of the rock work to open some of those caves up. My striped Raphael's getting really big, needs a little more grubbing around room down there on the bottom, so that'll be someday, but probably not today. I will throw out there as a little teaser that I'm doing this instead of going out because it's pouring down rain right now. We're having some really severe summer thunderstorm weather, and I was going to go down and collect some more animals for my native tank. I've got a new fish in there. I brought it home yesterday. Very impulsive. It's very aggressive and predatory, but at this point it's still fairly small. So we're going to have to wait to see how that plays out. But it is an aggressive predatory fish that was wild caught as of yesterday, so I don't think it's going to be too keen on eating floating pellets or, colorful flakes or what have you. So I'm probably going to have to supply it with a natural food source, which is going to consist of small fish like gambusia or mosquito fish, if you want to call them mosquito fish. Small crayfish, any other little tiny minnows I can catch or collect, even very small sunfish. If I can scoop up some little dime-sized sunfish in my dip net, they can come home and they'll serve as a food source for this fish. But that's a different tank. That is my native tank, and that is going to be some exciting stuff coming up, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But this tank is my Gourami tank, and that's what we're doing today, and it's going to be a simple before and after. So have a good look at your before. And here's your look at the after. So a couple things to point out while I was in there. First and foremost, my Gold Gourami that has been suffering from bloat had a inflated swim bladder full of air and floated like a cork. I noticed today that she was very still. When I got in there to do the water change, I sort of prodded around. She didn't even twitch or anything, so she finally passed away. I did shoot a little bit of video about that, but it basically is just telling you that she passed away. I disposed of her, so no more Gold Gourami. My Gourami tank now consists of one sole Moonlight Gourami. It started out with one male opaline and 5 female opalines, and it went through a lot of struggle before I finally got it settled into a community where it was sort of stable, and that was 2 of the 3 spots, 1 gold, 1 opaline, and then I had 2 of the Moonlights, and I had 2 pearls in there as well. And I originally had 2 opalines and 2 golds, now that I'm thinking about it. That one opaline that I had that died recently, she was pretty nasty. She wound up actually killing quite a few of the fish out of that tank. So I'm probably expecting to see the same thing when I put the male opaline Gourami that I have in quarantine right now in this tank. We're probably going to see a lot more aggression and who knows what. I'm not really looking forward to doing that. He's going to look beautiful in here, but I don't think he's going to work out real well, so I'm not really sure what to do. There's a good look at my loach. One of my loaches sort of grooming my Gourami, my sole remaining Gourami. Anyway, enough lamenting about the Gourami. I got in there, as I said, and I cut back a lot of the Red Tiger Lotus. You can see a bunch of it is now out of there, but I've got tons of color. I've got plenty of plant material left so that it's not going to, wither and die. I didn't hack it back so brutally that it's not going to survive. But you can see I cut quite a few of the stalks out of there. There is some new shoots already coming up, so no worries. They're probably runners that are going to go straight for the surface, but we'll see how that goes. Now that I cut so many out, we should get some more broad food leaves that are going to develop that won't be as tall and will subsequently stay in the tank like that and looking beautiful. I also cut a little bit of the top of this temple plant off that was getting a little bit out of control. And I went through here, and some of that floating water Sprite, I removed a few pieces of it, and 2 pieces were growing up and out of the water, so I figured that while I'm sure they still do have cyanobacteria on them, they probably have minimal cyanobacteria on them. I don't know whether that makes a difference or not, but I put them in my 125, and hopefully as they start, you know, developing roots and everything in there, we'll be able to get some good solid water Sprite growing back in my 125, because I brutalized that recently and I did lose most of it. So there's a quick look at everything I pulled out of there, all the plant material I hacked and cut out, so you can see that's quite a bit. And one final piece that you can't see right there is tucked in under right there. That's the top of the piece of temple plant. The other piece of temple plant I tucked in there is down to those 2 leaves. Don't know why, but I just have difficulty getting this stuff to establish in some of my tanks. This tank, of course, has inert gravel, so that could be part of it. But I also have this stuff in my 125, which does not have inert gravel, and I always have issues with it rooting and growing in my 125. At any rate, I'm starting to ramble. Just wanted to give you one final look here at my Gourami tank after the water change. So make sure you're subscribed. I got lots of stuff going on today. I really am still going to try to get out and finish off that other video outside in the great outdoors. We're going to see if we can't catch some little gambusia, maybe some small crayfish or whatever. It seems like the weather's passing, and provided the water in the streams aren't too muddied up, we should be good to go. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget this is my Gourami tank. I'll see you real soon in the next one. Thanks again.